everybody. Classical Revolution. Everybody meet Ellen.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you that. Would you like me? I don't want to hold that. I don't want to drop it.
Probably not.
You got it?
Would you like me to put it down?
No, I just don't.
Okay,
I don't want to break it.
Very good.
So you guys, this is Classical Revolution, and they're lovely. And I keep using that word, but it just feels fitting today. And that was a great way to kind of take us into this third kind of sector. And so thank you to you four, like crazy, talented, amazing, passionate people. Like, thank you again for that. That was beautiful. Thank you. So Ellen is kind of the inspiration behind this idea. So tell us what this thing's all about.
Well, so I first moved to Richmond 5 years ago to join the Richmond Symphony, which actually performs here on this very stage. I was 23 years old, and I started doing things that Richmonders my age do. I went out to First Friday art walks, checked out local bands, and before long I noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of overlap between our symphony audience and what I was discovering to be this incredibly active and vibrant music and art scene here in this town. And I didn't see a really good reason for that. One of the things that I believe strongly is that classical music is universal, that it can speak to anyone, regardless of whatever background they may have with it. Like this piece by Dvorak we just played, it's just so undeniably fun and catchy and so soulful in the middle. So I wanted to create a way for all of these people who were so clearly hungry for new experiences to be able to encounter classical music in an environment in which they felt comfortable. And so Classical Revolution RVA was born.
And so this whole idea, so what's the inspiration for you guys? I mean, where does it come from in terms of more of this for the world and waking up every day and saying this is a little bit of what we're all about, like putting more of this in the world, right? Yeah?
Yeah, that's our goal. I mean, these are just four of almost, well, over 200 musicians who have performed with Classical Revolution RVA. And it goes from symphony players to VCU students, faculty, local freelance musicians, and we're all brought together by this desire to share this music with more people. And so we do a lot of different kinds of things around town. We play once a month at Balliceaux. We put on the annual Mozart Festival in Carytown. We once performed a complete opera at Hardywood Brewery. Just all kinds of things. Yeah, you're sorry you missed it.
What is that?
So we do all kinds of things, and with all of these things, we're really not trying to change what classical music is about. We're not trying to,
That's what I was going to get, the adoption of and kind of adaptation of classical in terms of keeping it relevant or not. What's your view on that? Where's your range in terms of thinking about, do we really need to, or do we want to keep it pure? How do you think about that?
Well, I think that the product itself is so potent as it is. I would not want to dilute it. You know, we're not trying to make it hippie, like put a hip-hop beat to it or something so people will dance. You know, it's just, it is what it is, and I think it is so relevant to us today because it still moves us today. And so we want to share it with as many people as possible.
So tell us about these guys. Like, what, your names?
Teresa, this is Teresa Gold on violin, Becca Newman on viola, and Skylar Slack on cello.
So the one words from each of you guys in terms of what classical music does for the world when it's put into the world more, your one word would be what?
Wait.
Your one word in terms of what classical music does for the world when put out there. What? Love. Joy. Peace. Wow. Those are kind of big. It's that and Hardywood together. I mean, it's a cool. I love that. And yours, Helen?
I think they nailed it.
They nailed it. You guys, Classical Revolution, go see them all over town all the time. Thank you, guys. Thank you.